Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between Stats and Serral from Stay at Home Story Cup. In the bottom right, it is Serral, our red Zerg player. On the top left of Deathaura, it is Stats. These players honestly need no other introduction. Alright, so we have Terry the Overlord scouting out, just heading across to the Overlord perching spot on this map, just right about here, maybe over here. Check and see how many gases the Protoss takes, and this probe is gonna block the hatch. Hey Bill, hey Bob. Block hatching duties. Yeah, I know. I'll just go ahead and set up over here if it's all the same to you. Sounding like Eeyore. Yeah, it's sad. Alright, well, not cannon rushing or anything crazy like that. Question of the day is, what is Stats going to try to do to slow down the Zerg player who is Serral? The answer is, we don't know yet. Could it be Oracle harass? Possibly. Could it be a Void Ray opening? Sure. Could it be going for an Adept attack? Yep. There are a lot of things on the list, a lot of options for Protoss of what they can do here to try to slow down a Zerg player with incredible, disgusting elite macro skills like Serral has. Those are some of them. Maybe more than one. Who knows? On the other side, what is Serral going to do here? Well, a lot of what he's going to do is in reaction to what Stats is going to do. Serral is a reactionary player. That's how Zerg is designed. You can be very aggressive with Zerg, but the best way and the most optimal way to play it is just kind of deal with whatever your opponent is doing, tech switching in and out of stuff, defending, getting up to a huge number, and just wiping out bases one by one as your opponent slowly starves to death. That's the model. It's not like my preferred play style, but that's how Blizzard designed the race in StarCraft 2. And that's what you kind of got to do if you want to be as good as Serral is, you know? Anyway, Cybernetics Core coming in. And once that's done, then we'll get to see what the plans are for Stats here. The answer is a Stargate. Ready for it? I feel it in my blood that it's a Stargate. Hey, a Stargate! We made it, everyone. So again, this is a Patreon cast on patreon.com/FalconPaladin. For those of you who support me on that page for at least $1 a month, I really appreciate it. You get to see it on the week of August the 12th, a full month before anybody else. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 5 times a week with StarCraft 2 content. And, yeah. Alright, so scouting probe with a mouthful of stolen minerals, coming back home triumphant. This Ling got in? Oh man, scouting the Stargate. Not really a big deal, but hey, scouting the second level of tech after the Cyber Core is, you know, pretty darn useful. And it's going to be an Oracle. Ready for it? Stats is old school. He likes Oracles. And it is, in fact, a Void Ray. Dang it. Dang it, Stats. You're making me look bad over here. My prediction skills were so on point until now. So it's a Void Ray. So the nice thing about the Void Ray is you can kill the Overlord. You can defend a third base with a Void Ray against a good number of Zerglings forever. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of Protoss have gotten kind of greedy with this, right? Where they take a quick third with defending with like an Adept and like a Void Ray. That's literally all they have over here, and they can defend pretty well. So that is why Zerg players have taken to these kind of 3-base Roach Ravager Queen all-ins to destroy and punish greedy Zerg or Protoss players. But a good Protoss player will also try to make some ground army here, right? We'll try to get up some Colossus, try to research Storm, maybe get some Disruptors out, and then when the Zerg player is dealing with all of that, then you transition into Sky Toss, and then the Zerg's like, well, the German taxi window is over now. Can't do it, can't really slow this train down, gotta deal with it as it is. So we'll see if that's what Stats does. Or if he just sticks with the ground Protoss stuff that is also very good, but something the Zerg players don't seem to struggle against as much. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, second Stargate coming in. We do have an Oracle. At least there was an Oracle in production. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I guess we'll name it. Sure. This Oracle's name is LFTR. This Oracle is powered by a liquid fluoride thorium reactor. With the reactor plans made public, the first thing the Protoss did was put it in a ship. As the humans found out later, this was a bad idea, but at least it made for an excellent source of power for everything else. Alright. LFTR getting some drone kills. Nice. 3 drone kills. And it wasn't even an Oracle first play. Nice. Like, that's just how good stats is at this game. You can take in, like, suboptimal strategies and make them work and get good stuff done with them. Twilight Council on the way. Another Void Ray coming in. This could be maybe some Void Ray harass, but it really feels like these Void Rays are here for defensive purposes, like shooing away Zerglings and whatnot. Man, they're so fast. They're so fast. I haven't complained about this recently, but man, when Blizzard was like, okay, final balance patch of StarCraft 2, maybe ever, Void Rays they move faster, and they're cheaper, and they build more quickly. Enjoy! Bye! I was like, oh, why did you make Void Rays so good? It's just like a throwback, man. It was a throwback to the olden times. Void Rays and Wings of Liberty were so good. Do you remember when Void Rays, the longer they held a beam on something, the more it charged up, the more damage it did? Do you remember when that was the model? I do. It's still available in the campaign a little bit. But it is not how the Void Ray works now, that's for sure. They totally reworked it. Well, to a certain extent. It's still... he's still energy beam based, but charge coming in for them Zealots. Void Ray count is not increasing. We're actually working on a Templar Archives, a couple more Warp Gates coming in, plus 1 attack for ground. So yeah, this is good stasis. Couple, 3, 4, ooh. 1, 2, like 3 drones die. And look at this queen bugging out too. Oh, it was bugging out. The Oracle, no, the Oracle did not die. 6 kills on this Oracle and a stasis tossed down. Definitely paying for itself. Hydralisk Den coming in, Baneling Nest on the way to 4th base up, and really, other than the Oracle harass, there's really not been much going on this side of the Zerg map. Watch these Lings. They just, they're scouting Lings. I don't know what they expect to accomplish at all at this point. Like, maybe they, oh, they catch, okay, so they catch a just starting up Nexus and kill a probe. No Zerglings die. Free damage, everybody. Do you want to fight against these Zealots before they have charge? Probably. No? Alright, Ling's going home. Creep spread pushing up the left side, pushing up the right side, pushing up the middle side. Creep spread on all of the paths. Immortal Archons in production. Hydralisk coming into here too. So Hydraling Bane pretty good against Immortal Archon Zealot. Which... no Storm? Hang on. Upgrades say... no Storm. Interesting. It's like a Void Ray Zealot Archon thing here with an Adept that was just made early for scouting. Isn't really like part of this composition officially. Storm did get started after I said there was no Storm. Because, yeah, what Protoss player is ever going to be like, well, I'm playing against Serral, I don't need Storm, let's skip it entirely. It seems like a real dumb idea. Warp Prism tried to get some Zealot drops over here, but the Queen count was just absolutely too high. So Warp Prism going to come in and join its friends here in the middle here. A Hive on the way from Serral. Resources lost, fairly negligible. I mean, Serral has lost some Lings and a couple Overlords and Overseers and a couple drones, but 1,000 resources lost at 8 minutes is pretty darn acceptable. So yeah, Hydraling Bane. Centrifugal Hook's almost done. +1 melee attack coming in here too. With +2 melee attack, you can one-shot a probe with a Baneling. So that's a good upgrade to get. Zealots with speed are so fast. So fast. Sure what was down here, but that base did not happen. Warp Prism comes in and evacuates and gets out of there. Them Zealots took some hits, but I'm not sure they did any damage necessarily. Alright, so 4th base done, obviously. 5th base probably in the works, maybe expanding over here. It's a little bit dangerous to take a 5th on this map. It's a little bit further away from everything else, and that's generally the idea in map design, right? Is you don't want a 5th base to be easy to take, because that would be stupid. Got to be harder to take and harder to hold. There's your fleet beacon. So, alright. So, I mean, at this point, it wasn't even much of a ground army, really, right? It was a couple Archons, a couple Immortals, some High Templar, just enough. Again, just enough to make it kind of hard for the German taxi thing to work. Or for a creep walk to work, right? This map's not particularly great for it either. I mean, this is a narrow choke protecting this base. There's a ramp you have to go up if you want to get this one. So, maybe not even super viable on this map regardless. Ultralisk Cavern coming in. Double Spire on the way, all the way across the sky. He knows Serral knows he's going to need some of them corruptors. Overseer says, alright, Void Ray count. Sure, we already knew about that. We knew about the Archons and the Immortals. This Overseer says, aha, Fleet Beacon. And more Stargates, eh? And more Gateways, though. Throw him off the scent. Throw down some Gateways. Try to confuse him. Creep spread pretty good. It was obviously knocked back from the side ground a little bit. We need to push it up there. There you go. Push it up. Push it up. Take this, rocks. Sixth base coming up here. Zealots are going to try to knock it down. There's 4 of them. But there are Zealots with, or Banelings with speed, so no, all of the Zealots die. Speed versus speed. Who's going to win? The Banelings do. Get out of here, War Prisoner. No one likes your style. You're dead when the Corruptors come out anyway. There's Corruptors in production. There's a Greater Spire on the way. 4 carriers on the way here too. And Chitinous Plating, Adrenal Glands. Just, we are in the late game, everybody. And this is StarCraft 2 these days. 10 minutes is late game. Tier 3 units, Tier 3 upgrades coming in for those units. 6th base coming in peace here from Serral. Handful of Lings and Banes to save it. And again, not even wasting Banelings on them. Ling Hydra is definitely enough here. Don't even worry about it. +1/+1 for everything on the ground here for Serral right now. +2 ground weapons and +1 air weapons is complete for stats. Working on +2 air, working on shields. So Serral's gotten a little bit bored, I think. He's going for it. He's coming in. Lings first. Banelings kill the Adept. Get through the wall. Ah, the storms, though. Never mind. We're not getting through the wall. Psionic Storm, decent spell. Decent unit, indeed. Anabolic Synthesis for the Ultralisks coming in. Additional Corruptors here, too. Army composition. Yeah, man, Stats got where he wanted pretty quick. He didn't have to invest much into that ground army other than what he wanted for his ground army anyway, which is Immortals to deal with the Ultralisks, High Templar to deal with everything else, and, like, some Archons, I guess, for the Corruptors mostly. That's what the Void Rays are for, too, though. So we've got, it's complicated composition, but it's going to work very nicely here against the Zerg. We'll see. I mean, it's Serral, though, so who knows? No guarantees. Spores trying to take down these Interceptors as well as they can. Immortals getting rid of the static defense. Broodlords raining down a little bit. Storm and feedback getting tossed down on the Zerg army at the same time. Archon getting into the midst, trying to kill a couple of these drones. This is brutal right now. But the counterattack of Ultralisks and Hydralisks into Stats 5th base might force a recall, or we just might base race this thing from here, depending on how things go. Yeah, so this base is dead, and actually Serral's coming home to help deal with this, doing his best. I mean, Stats is just rampaging right now. The Hydras are trying to attack, but obviously the Storm was weak, specifically on them. Feedback on the Queens? And Stats very quickly wins game 1 of our sneaky twofer here today between these two players. Dang! That was insane. I do feel like that was a trick, right? I feel like that was Stats going, hey, look at me going for ground stuff. I'm not going Sky Toss at all. Nope. I have a couple Void Rays, but your Hydras can handle those. And then just hard into carriers. I mean, I don't know that. I don't think a single carrier. Okay, 1 carrier died today. That's not enough if you're gonna beat it. And yeah, just rampage directly in here, and Serral just had no answer, none whatsoever. Okay, so game 1 is kind of literally just Stats getting his composition up as fast as he can and walking over and killing Serral. Who saw that coming? Not me, to be honest with you. Even though I knew this was a sneaky twofer, I'm still surprised by that result. So we'll see if in game 2 Serral can be a little bit better, but I'm not feeling particularly great about that. But who knows? Check it out. I'll be right back. Game 2 of our sneaky twofer is here on Pillars of Gold. Top right, it is Stats. Bottom left, it is Serral. Okay, so after game 1, I think Serral is going to be scouting a little bit harder, maybe. I don't feel like Stat strategy is unbeatable, but wow, it sure looked that way, didn't it? Alright, so again, blocking off the hatch with this probe, using another probe to throw down a pylon, and then a gateway, and then a nexus, and 2 gas on a cyber core, and standard opening again here from stats. And, oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Nope, not enough. Not even close. And are there maps where you can actually just take your 16 hatch? Not convinced there are, to be honest with you. So, pachink, there it is. Third base coming down as the natural, as is tradition. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already. If you're a Protoss fan, you're probably pretty happy about that. I do actually see people leave comments sometimes where they're like, my favorite race lost, you get a thumbs down. And it's like, wow, okay. That's fair. I've never interacted with a video that way before, but I understand the anger at your favorite race losing and needing to take that out on something, so it's cool. Just quick plug for the Falcon Paladin store. Check it out, falconpaladin.store. Place to pick up Falcon Paladin merch, including hats and t-shirts and pillows and all sorts of great stuff. Hoodies, depending on what weather it is, where you are. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's pretty slow. Cold. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, it is roasty toasty. I'll give you that much. Alright, man. Stats. Just cool as a cucumber. Always just ready to go with whatever. He has a plan. He executes it perfectly. And then it's kind of up to you to deal with it, you know? I wonder if Serral will put a little bit more pressure on stats this time. It's hard to do, though. It is hard to do. Like, Protoss has some really good defensive options. And stats map awareness is usually good enough that you try to Nidus him, it's just not going to happen. I don't know. Serral's got a few tricks up his sleeve as well. So, gonna creep spread with the main queen first. Usually that's the natural's job, but since the natural doesn't exist yet, that duty goes there, and same thing over this way. Actually, no, injecting here, and then gonna throw down a creep tumor at that point. So traditional, oh, 2 adepts. So not quite traditional. 2 adepts are coming in here, which will necessitate a little bit of queen defense right now. Okay, so holds the ramp, so you can shade through. And 2 queens firing away. Get the drones out of there. One of the drones didn't get out of there. Ooh, and the adepts decide to leave before they get murdered. Good timing there from stats. Void Ray, again, also... suppose also very, very good against incoming roach attacks. Like 3 roach, or like 6 or 7 roaches. Like a Void Ray is just going to burn those down, you know? So far so good. Oracle on the follow-up for stats again. So pretty much the exact same build he did in game number 1 of Les Sneaky to Faire. Twilight Council coming in. And yeah, I mean, this is so darn similar to what we saw from stats in game 1. And Serral's doing Zerg things. It's not like there's anything crazy what he's doing either. Like, not a super fast lair. We don't see a Roach Warren, right? No Baneling Nest. Just really droning up. Trying to hold this thing with spores and queens and Zerglings, and so far it's worked. I mean, he hasn't really died early to stuff with this. Oracle gets 1 kill this time, cruises out of there, has 16 HP, gonna be hard to sneak in. See, third base, 2 adepts and a Void Ray, man. That is it. No cannons, no shield batteries. 2 adepts and a Void Ray, and you can take a third base. Good unit the Void Rays are. Ooh, we do have... Okay, this is a swap here. Resonating Glaives coming in, increasing the attack speed of the adepts by 40% or 45%, something crazy like that. It's a massive, massive increase. Is this really... We're going to try to go for... Oh, an Adept Void Ray attack. Ah... I kind of love it. Although we're not doing many Void Rays. It is, in fact, just the one. Did you actually sneak in there again? Okay, no kills, though. No kills, just throwing down Revelations, trying to see the lair timing, and does actually manage to catch it. Great reaction on the Stasis Ward. We do have... Okay, the Queens are walking. So here we go. Ooh, I don't know if Resonating Glaives was the right thing to do here. Like, there's... Adepts are still not particularly great at dealing with Queens, even if they have a Resonating Glaive. The Shield Battery Snipe is delicious as well. Okay, Shield Battery... or rather, Resonating Glaive Adepts are like, well, if your Queens are gone, I guess we're just going to come in here, stop all mining at your third base, maybe murder a couple more guys. Because the Queens are absolutely committed right now. Void Ray count is the one. There are a bunch of Adepts. They did recall home, or some of them recalled home anyway. Nice. Oh, beautiful force fields. Keeping that Ravager trapped and killing it. Third base is in a lot of trouble. These Adepts do get wiped out. How many drones have died? 2. And yeah, Roach Queen Ravager here going to get rid of the third base of stats. That doesn't feel game-endy to me, though. Like, it's going to be hard to get up this ramp. But the third base of income getting completely removed is a problem. The Adepts shading across the map again, though. Wow, these Lings can't do anything about this. This is an insane match. So third base done. Queens are going to walk back home. But, I mean, if you're the Adepts, do you maybe just try to burn down this hatch with your Resonating Glaives? I know it takes a while. I get it. I get that it's not easy, but, like... Okay, we're walling up. We're walled up here, but look how fast they burn through Zerg buildings. Yeah, all right. Buying time! Buying as much time as you can possibly buy. Adepts decide... Oh, they do shade into the main base, though. 16 drones killed. 16 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. I don't know why that came up. Goodbye, Queen. Goodbye, Lair, quite possibly. I don't even do the stasis here. Blocking the... Oh, that's so mean. They can't possibly get the Lair. Ugh, 18 drones have died. Dude, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. Some of them are going to die. Yeah, there we go. They're down. Adepts are here to fight and then get the recall out. Couple of them died, but man, recall is such a good spell. Such a good unit. So sure, you knocked me to 2 bases, but I knocked you to 2 bases, including your main. Serral, I'm getting my third base back up before your main base is even replanted. It is income, yeah, look at favoring stats a bit there. Makes sense. I don't see it. I don't see this writing on the wall wherein Serral is able to win this thing. He's got this Roach Ravager army. It's a good size, 79 to 53. But a lot of Stalkers are here. They're very good against Roaches and Ravagers in the hands of a competent Protoss, which, I mean, stats is beyond competent, so that's not even a question, you know? Remember what I said about Void Rays and Roaches? Remember what I said about Void Rays dying to Queens? So we're out of Void Rays. Interesting, interesting. It was only the one, though, right? It was only the one. Queen down. Force fields preventing pursuit. More force fields preventing pursuit. Ravager good, but it still takes a while for that corrosive ball to go up and then come down and get rid of the force field. So main base is back for Serral, but he remade the lair, which is nice. Adepts, do not finish this shade. Don't do it. Don't. Ooh, that was close. That was really close on those Adepts on that finishing up. Robotics Bay coming in, and we've kind of settled down a little bit, but man, Serral wants blood. Serral has not replaced his drones. He's up 30, 23 supply. In overall army supply right now, Disruptors are coming out. The Queens are back. The Queens have gotten some good cardio today. The Queens have taken the trip across the map once, and now they're coming. They went back home, and now they're back again. Immortal, get out of there. Roach Ravager just desperately trying. The transfuses, are they available? Yes. Transfuses are going down, but there's so much damage. Shield Battery overcharges up. And I think once the Roaches and Ravagers are gone, the Queens are not going to be enough here. The blink back is beautiful. Out of stats and good game stats. Ends up taking the 2-0 win in our sneaky twofer today. Wow. That was absolutely insane. What a beautiful, perfect Protoss game. Wow. That was pretty great. Man, 2-0 stats. Woo! Protoss sometimes looks easy when stats is in the game. That's for sure. All right, so 20 drones died, 1 probe died, 1 Nexus, 1 Lair died as well, 22 roaches. And yeah, let's just watch this. Watch this army value here, right? So we get 108. We're just gonna like ×2 this. 108 to 74, right? And he's making stuff back home too. But like, look at this. That army value just never goes down for stats. He's at 74 at the start of the fight, and he's at 74 at the end of the fight, and Serral's gone from 108 to 57. Shield Battery, good unit. Immortals, good unit. Stalkers, great units. Oracles, it's all that. Flawless victory, man. 8,000 resources to 4,000. That tells you a lot of the story. All right, good. Great stuff. So that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.